WPA.
Ocala.
Yes, Carol Ann knows the plan, and she's going to help you with that plan to make your yard and your garden a lot more beautiful and fun and enjoyable. 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Temperatures climbing to 92 today. Right now, 80 degrees here at the Paddock Mall. Almost at the Cascades.
You almost forgot where you were.
Yeah. Good morning, Carol Ann. How you doing?
Real good, Larry. How are you?
And it's a full hour show, so if you want to call in, you are welcome to do so at any time. 622-9622 if you'd like to call in.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out there today.
Nice, yeah.
I mean, it didn't rain at my house yesterday.
It did not, huh?
Oh, finally. One day without a little. I mean, I know we complain when we don't get any, and then suddenly those August deluge. There's no better word than deluge.
Yeah,
that's what we've been getting. Where it's 30 minutes of just downpour rain, and watch out. I think they're taking out some limbs, some smaller things that just super saturated ground in certain areas. Vines that maybe you've done some pruning, some cleanup.
Our Louisiana neighbors, though, they wish they had our problems, right?
Right. Yeah, that they're just, Louisiana is sort of a low spot in the United States. It's just one of them low areas. We all have them in our yard. Well, Louisiana's our one in the whole country. Plus, we had the sinkholes open up out there on 31st Street. That they had.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
There. Yeah, it was a little interesting when I headed out Saturday morning. Was on the way to the beach, and we can't go that way. And
Now, was that a sinkhole from rain? Was that a sinkhole from a broken pipe? Do you know?
I believe it's from rain because it's near a retention pond there.
Oh, okay.
And I guess there were several small, the interlinked kind of thing. So
Oh, really?
thinking it worked out that way.
Ready to jump into the phone calls?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Carol Ann.
Good morning.
See, I got a line of, as everybody knows, a line of viburnum bushes in my backyard, about 44 of them, I believe.
Right.
And up to about a week and a half ago, we were pretty much in a drought on this side of town.
Right.
And now we've been getting some nice rains. A couple of the bushes that weren't as big as some of the other bushes kind of showed the stress of the heat in that, and I've been watering them, and if they kind of came back, I'm just wondering if I could fertilize them at this time of the year.
Sure. This would actually be a good time for a final feeding here. The end of August, first part of September is sort of when we want to finish all those kind of activities.
Okay. What should I use for fertilizer?
You could use something as simple as a 6-6-6 or a 10-10-10, which that's just a nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium mix. Or there's a couple out there that are like an 8-0-10 or an 8-2-10, I believe it is, or 8-2-12. That also offer their slow release in the nitrogen and also offer some more of the micronutrients, which to me, if I was going to make the choice, I'd be going with either the 8-0-10 or the 8-2-12 or whatever that other one is. You'll find them in the big home improvement stores.
Should I rake that in and then just wait for the first rain or water it in a little bit right away?
You could water it in. It's not going to, because they're slow release, they're not going to burn. Just put it on, not just at the drip line, but between the stems and that drip line. So, and depending on the size of the tree, you're talking, people look at me when I show them a 50-pound bag. You might use that whole bag in the whole landscape. Because you're
Yeah.
going to put about a pound, probably approximately, about each plant. Or say a half
Yeah,
a pound because they're right near each other and they do share a root area.
What I was kind of planning on doing, like I said, I got, I think it's 44 of them,
Mm-hmm.
but about 8 of them show a little weakness and are not fully as high as the other ones. I
Right.
was just thinking of fertilizing those separate plants.
I would probably fertilize everybody, but you might fertilize the other ones not quite as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go with either the 666 or the 1008, was it?
Well, I said I like the 8010 or the other one. I think the numbers are an 8212. One's at one big box store, the other's at the other. It's usually what they call a tree, shrub, and ornamental blend because it has more than just the 3 macronutrients. It has the micros in it too.
Yeah. Okay, very good. I'll give it a try, and let's hope we keep up the rainy spell because it ain't getting too far away from the dry season to start kicking in again.
That's true. That's true. So we do have to, take advantage of all the water we're getting. If you have rain barrels, collect up that water.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a
Thanks.
good day.
You too. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. We look at each other. No, if you're looking at fertilizers and stuff to think about that final feeding here coming up in August, but I try to have the fertilization done by about the middle of September. The end of September at the most, and this includes the lawn. I'm not a big one for fertilizing past that time, only because. Yes, it's Florida. Yes, we stay warm year-round. Yes, it's hot all the way until October. The days are shorter. The nights are becoming longer. Fall is coming in. Fall is not a temperature. It is a season, and those seasons are affected by day length as well as temperature, humidity, the amount of rain. So we are still going to be going into our fall season, so I still try to get all those fertilizations done.
And you have another phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Morning,
It's Sonny.
Sonny.
With the recommendation you put down for the fertilizing of bushes and plants, wouldn't it, if you were going to buy that kind of stuff, wouldn't it be better to also have a little iron in there mixed with that?
Most of those 8010s, they either have some iron, they have sulfur. That's why I say I prefer those that say that they're a slow release, tree, shrub, and ornamental versus your 666 and 101010. Because that's all they have is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Your ones that are the 8010, the 8212, whatever those ones are, you flip the bag over and it's going to list those. First you got nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and then you come down the line and it's got iron, copper, zinc, manganese, magnesium, sulfur, all of those other things that are going to benefit the plant.
Right. Well, I just like something with a little iron in it because it brings out the color. The green,
Right. It does help
especially in
green
the
things
lawn.
up. Right. Helps green it up without causing a whole lot of growth.
All righty.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call. And it looks like you have another phone call coming in. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I have a question about like using Osmocote or
Okay.
Dynamite.
Okay.
I've been having better luck watering the potted plants with a little container under it
Right.
from the bottom and
Okay.
letting it go up.
Right.
Either of those products with the time release, are you supposed to put it on top and water it in, or you could actually put it in the bottom in the pan and fill the water up and let it go up through the bottom?
Good question. With your slow releases, you really need to work them. Usually we put them in the top, try to scratch them in the soil a little bit, just mostly so that the light and other moisture doesn't break them down as quickly. So in the bottom, I think you're going to break down too much. It may not take up quite right, and I'd be a little concerned for some burn even. If you're going to use the slow release, the Osmocote, the Dynamite, something like that, the way I would probably do it was when you put that in, because you're only going to do that depending on which one, maybe twice a year, twice a year usually. Is at least that initial drink, water it from the top. When you put that down, water it well, let that drain through, and then you can continue to water from the bottom.
Okay, well, that's good. That's just exactly what I needed to know.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you, and you all have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you
All right, bye-bye.
for the call. The program continues for another 45 minutes. We would love to hear from you. If you want to call Carol Ann, this is a great opportunity. We'll take a break right now. The number is 622-9622. We will be right back.
Some would say that this country is in the toilet. Some would even go so far as to say the economy is going down the drain. But we say, if water runs through it, we do it.
Hi, I'm Sean Scott, owner of Mike Scott Plumbing, and I approve this message.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A brief shower or two near the coast this morning, otherwise partly sunny. Inland thunderstorms for the afternoon, high of 90 to 94. The thunderstorms will end this evening, then it clears back out tonight, low 73 to 77. Tomorrow and Thursday, again, it's a shower near the coast in the morning, but it's really going to be inland thunderstorms for the afternoon, partly sunny as well, high 88 to 92 both days. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
All right, 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, 84 degrees. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. And Carol Ann, you've got a call waiting for you. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Does the ag still sell those strawberry plants in September?
You know, we haven't sold them in a couple of years. I'm not exactly sure why we stopped, except trying to get them, and it became a little bit of an aggravation trying to get them all picked up by everybody. So I hate to tell you that, no, we haven't in the last few years.
What would you suggest as far as starting strawberries?
Of how to get, you may want to see whether or not you can mail order. I ought to try to look that up. We do have our vegetable Garden Expo September the 10th. I don't know if anybody will have strawberry plants there, but that might be a source to try to find the small strawberry plants. If you do find you may want to mail order for them, you might want to get with a neighbor or a friend who's also going to grow some strawberries and order them that way, and it becomes a little less expensive when you can buy quantity, because you can share the shipping charges and things like that.
And you just got to be careful of the cold weather, right?
Yeah, what happens with the cold weather, it doesn't hurt the plant. The temperatures we get does not hurt the plant. It'll get the blossom and the fruit, obviously. So it's usually, if you get them in, I like to put them in September also. And sometimes you'll get some fruit in early December. Sometimes we'll get a cold. If we get a cold in between, it just sets them back about 30 days. And just just keep them healthy. Watch for mites. Keep them fertilized, and you should do all right.
Now, do you run some sort of drip tape or soaking hose or something? Because I noticed that they're planted up on mounds, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, planted on mounds for good drainage, but yes, when they grow them commercially, that underneath that black, and it is plastic, is irrigation pipe. It is water going underneath there, so it's right at the root zone. So it's, that way, if you're going to do them like that, do them in a mound, or, even if you did a small strawberry pot on the patio, you could just do a drip irrigation in there, or underneath you can put your soaker hose if you're going to do a row.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, we used to have the strawberry plants there at Extension every September where you'd call in, place your order, come by and pay for them, and then when they came in, you'd come by and pick them up. But I don't know if it's just been the last few years we haven't done that, and I'm not sure if it was just it gets kind of tough trying to hold plants like that when it's here. You need to pick these up now.
Yeah, right.
We
right.
can't hold them through the weekend for you. They're not going to be cared for. And, going through 1,000 plants and make sure they're all divided out and properly amongst, however many people bought them. Because they were usually purchased in lots of 25. But if somebody can find a source online, maybe I'll take a look for that strawberry. It's where somebody's looking for more than just, a few plants that you're looking to plant 50 or 100 of them, because 6 or 8 strawberry plants really aren't going to give you enough strawberries to do anything more than
No jelly.
some on your it's going to be some on your cereal or some stirred in your yogurt. But if you're really looking to do something with them and have them on a regular basis to use them in jelly or cooking and baking and things like that, you want a bigger
So I have a question.
supply. Yeah.
Does every plant technically have a flower?
I think technically, somehow, I'm not.
Does every plant technically have a fruit? Or some kind of
A fruit would be
seed?
your seed
Right,
of
the seed.
some kind.
Huh.
Right. It's just many flowers are what they say inconspicuous. You won't see them. You won't notice them.
Isn't that interesting? So even-
the Spanish moss blooms.
It has a flower.
Yeah.
The pepperonia behind it.
Yeah.
That has a flower. And we've had that for years.
We've never seen it bloom. As far as I know, technically,
Everything would have a flower because that's how they reproduce, right?
unless it's just reproduces itself vegetatively. I have a hard time saying that sometimes.
But if it produces seeds, I'm just curious. Well, this morning there was a story on the Southeast Agnet talking about edible flowers.
Right.
And, my first thought was, eating the pretty flowers. But
Right.
so technically we eat,
We-
the orange is actually a byproduct of the flower.
Of the flower, right.
Yeah.
But you can also eat pansy flowers.
They taste good?
I've never had pansy. I've had daylily. I've had the daylily
And?
flowers, and they're good.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of had a buttery taste, a little crisp texture. But you figure we eat, we eat lettuce. That's the leaf of that plant. We don't eat the flowers.
And that
of
has a flower
one.
too.
That will bloom too.
Huh.
When they bloom, it means your lettuce doesn't taste good anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it usually means it's gone bitter, unless you like really bitter lettuce. But no, normally we on fruits and vegetables, some stuff we eat before it flowers. Others we have to wait until it's finished flowering to make its fruit. That's the. But I believe the fig, actually, you're eating the flower.
Oh, really?
Yes, that the fruit is actually the flower. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. And the pineapple. The pineapple plant
Really?
is a green bromeliad family that sends up a spike and puts a pineapple on top of
That
it.
pineapple is the flower.
Is the flower.
Really?
And then you would take that plant and
So
on top
where's
of
the
that-
seed on the pineapple plant?
It's on the outer, I think
Oh,
on
those-
the outer,
that-
the hard,
that hard-
that's
that- oh,
hard.
that's a seed.
I think that's probably the seed, but usually you just repropagate
Isn't that a good
it,
fruit?
Just repropagating it using the tops of them. Because some flowers and vegetables and things like that are, or plants, I should say, not flowers, are biennial, which means that that it takes 2 years before that they will set seed. Like I think a carrot is
Okay,
biennial.
okay.
So if you harvest your carrot, you plant your carrot seed and you harvest them, or you let them go too long in the garden and they're getting woody, they're not necessarily going to go to seed right away. You would actually have to leave that in the ground one more year before that would flower.
Oh, wow.
And then you could
Wow.
collect seed from it.
So is this true or not? There are no baby carrots grown. That they're all shaved down normal carrots.
That's, I'm sure, commercially, yeah. But there are some that are little tiny carrots. but they're not necessarily baby carrots.
So the thing
I've grown little stubby carrots where you pull them up, and it's just a little teeny thing. You just scrub them and eat them.
Okay.
Yeah,
But the bag of baby carrots.
If you notice the uniformity that they're all, I'm sure, commercially just
So they can probably
cut
make
out of-
more than one out of one.
out of a carrot, right?
Oh, really?
Right. Because you figure your square footage to grow a whole lot of little finger size,
My dog liked them.
little chunky carrots.
My dog used to like those.
I gotta try my dog on the carrots. He'll eat the squash. He was in squash, and I gotta make sure that he's not eating the tomatoes now because I'm done with tomatoes, but he was stealing tomatoes and squash off the counter.
We were. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. We had a fun game of alternate names for some of the fruits and vegetables, and one was earth nut. Earth nut was a potato. Have you ever heard that?
I never
before?
heard of that.
Yeah,
No. I mean, because potato spuds.
Yeah, it's not a nut at
things
all.
like that,
it's just
right?
earth nut.
Earth nut.
Or
well, that's just somebody.
a love
we all
apple.
know a few of those.
A love apple. That was a tomato.
Tomato,
Yeah,
right.
I can't remember all of them, but
No.
that was two of them.
But that's one of those little strange, little trivia things there. Okay.
Yeah.
I forget where we were going earlier. I'm gonna go back to fertilizer though. If you're a person who does do the
can talk about
fertilization in your
forklifts.
lawn, I can talk about forklifts. No, I don't know enough about forklifts to talk about them. I'm just going to have to.
No,
use
but
the
we
word.
shared notes that you
Yes, we
learned how
did. I
to
learned
drive
how
a
to drive a
forklift.
forklift,
And
yeah.
in today's world, you
Yeah.
have to take a test and
You
pass
have to,
it.
Right, you have to take because I will be working around customers, around the public. We had a small safety course and then an hour-long hands-on
Actually driving it.
driving it, using it, operating it up and down, this and that, in a safe area where if I hit anything was going to be hurt.
And I was
Or
telling you, this is for the audience
Yeah.
sake, I was telling you that when I was younger, in the
Right.
1970s,
Right.
I worked for factories, and in fact, one of the places I worked was a Star Banner. Drove a forklift. Nobody gave a lesson. You just got on it and drove
And
it.
just learn how to.
Yeah.
Somebody showed you, hey, it does this and
This
this.
is how you go
yeah.
forward, and here's the steering wheel.
Yeah, here's how it goes up and down, and well, now I guess I'm sure it has something to do with accidents and insurance.
I'm sure
and
it
things
does.
like
Yeah,
that, so.
I'm sure it does.
But
They don't sell that kind of equipment for the home. You don't see. That would
no,
be,
the little home forklift
That
or
could
something
be-
like that to get that stuff up on the top shelf. It's
Like
called
you-
a step stool.
like even those little handheld forklifts.
Yeah,
You've
those
seen
are-
those, right?
yeah, those are sweet.
I
I
see
like
them
them.
driving. Like
Running them around here.
like scooters out here on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that one's a power pallet jack, I think, but there's one also that is it's a little forklift that you just walk
Yes,
behind.
yes, I've seen that
and,
too,
And
yeah.
lifts up too. So
I don't know what I would use it for in my house, but.
Yeah. I mean, you can reach the top shelf.
Oh, you know what I want to tell you? in the pharmacy, there was Epsom salt.
Right.
Right, and on the Epsom salt label, it says treats diarrhea and good for gardening.
Yes. Yeah.
Two totally different things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they have to, in order for you to legally
No,
use
I'm
it
sorry,
in the
constipation, not diarrhea.
constipation.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's good to soak your feet in. For them to sell Epsom salts for use in your garden, it has to have instructions on the label. That's federal law, and I hate to say this because I know there's a ton of people out there who swear by Epsom salts. They use it for everything, in the garden. It'll fix this, it'll fix that. It's magnesium. It's one piece of nutrition. It's the vitamin C out of your multiple vitamin.
Would it work as an alternative to Roundup?
Only if you don't mind salting your ground. I mean, it's. I'm not
Like
even
the
sure.
edge-
I'm not
like the
even
edge of the
sure-
house.
I'm not even sure actually if Epsom salts would do anything.
Oh, really?
It would be more of because more people use Epsom salts in order to green things up. Table salt or rock salt or softener salt is going to kill stuff. But again, that's going to linger in the soil and make that area. It's not good to put on the ground. And guess what? It's not labeled to do that. So in a legal standpoint, and I know such a litigious society, and I hate that stuff, you're not supposed to put it on the ground. It's not where it goes. I mean, how many people have had their pool, they've discharged out of a salt water or even
Right.
chlorine pool, discharged overflow water, and next thing you know, they've killed their shrubs. Why? Well, because the salt in a saltwater-based system will kill your grass or your shrubs.
We got a half hour left in the show. We would love for you to call in. We invite the phone calls. They do not have to be questions. We'd love to hear what you're doing in your garden. We've got a $20 gift certificate we'll be giving away in the next 20 minutes or so. Carolyn Baldwin is here to answer your gardening questions or just to talk to you about your garden. The number is 622-9622. Good morning out there. How you doing? We'll be right back with Carol Ann. If you want to call in right now, 622-WOCA. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. The rain's moving out of Louisiana, but more flooding's on the way.
One of the biggest problems with what's going on across Louisiana is that we saw so much heavy rain last week, with some areas picking up more than 2 feet, and all of that water continues to flow downstream. So we're seeing rivers cresting out there, and that's what's making flooding so much worse and just continuing across parts of Louisiana.
Fox meteorologist Maria Molina, more than 20,000 people rescued in Baton Rouge, at least 7 dead in the state. New York City police arrest 35-year-old Oscar Morel in Saturday's shooting death of an imam and his friend, but they're not calling it a hate crime.
We're still drilling down on that as we go forward. That's certainly on the table, a hate crime. Right now, we can't explain why this person was there.
Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce, and a treasure hunt's underway in Poland for a legendary Nazi gold train some say never existed. Searchers say they found where it's buried. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Sometimes what you want most from your car is nothing. No headaches, no surprises, no anxiety when it's late at night and you're on some distant freeway in a thunderstorm. Owning a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz can be that anxiety-free experience on every level. You know you're in one of the safest and most thoughtfully engineered vehicles on the road, and with an unlimited mileage warranty, you can drive as far as you want for up to 3 years, with roadside assistance included. Your sense of confidence and adventure are as unlimited as the warranty itself. Now you can drive the car of your dreams and realize that nothing is everything. And during the certified pre-owned sales event, now through August 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and 0.99% APR financing on select models, available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties. APR offer available only to qualified customers. Call 1-800-FOR-Mercedes for details about costs and terms.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
When we start dating somebody, we subconsciously begin to take on each other's personality traits. It's a subconscious way of becoming more compatible. Our decision to pay with cash or credit can influence everything from the way food tastes to how much we enjoy a movie, for example. Overweight people who slowed down when eating, took in far fewer calories, felt full sooner, and lost a lot of weight.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Palm Garden of Ocala leads in the area of orthopedic care with proven outcomes. Planning to have a new hip or knee joint due to arthritis or as the result of a fall? Palm Garden may be the answer. Guests appreciate the services of highly trained therapists and state-of-the-art equipment. And if you pre-register, you can secure a private room at no extra charge by mentioning this ad. Palm Garden makes no bones about it. They provide the best in orthopedic care. Call 854-6262. That's 854-6262.
You can't put it off any longer. It's time to replace your home's AC system.
The answer is ACEsolvesItAll.com and an exceptionally efficient AC system. Let the pros at ACE show you how you can save on energy monthly and give your family added comfort. The great thing is that ACEsolvesItAll.com is on call 7 to 7, 7 days a week at no extra charge.
For a limited time, mention WOCA and get a special discount.
Call 877-765-4ACE or ACEsolvesItAll.com.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Yeah, I'm that drip coming down from the corner of the room. But where did I come from? I'll never tell.
Bone Dry Roofing can and will fix it right the first time using quality materials and will deal honestly and fairly with you, period. You can find Bone Dry Roofing on their website, bonedryroofingllc.com, and Facebook at Bone Dry Roofing LLC. Do it right before your roof needs a tarp to keep the elements out. Bone Dry Roofing stands behind their work to help make your home safe and secure, plus they have financing available. Remember, if you're not bone dry, then you're all wet.
WWWWOCA,
Be sure to tune in to Ocala's longest running morning radio talk show.
AM Ocala Live from 7 a.m. till noon weekdays.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. We would love to hear from you. I think you had a phone call and it went away. So if you want to call, this is a good time to call. 622-9622 and get your conversation going with Carol Ann. It doesn't have to be a question.
No, can be anything. I do want to remind everybody, just because things come and go so quickly. It's August now, and of course I'll be starting to think about spring gardening pretty soon. But getting the fall gardening in now is
spring garden.
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as you get the one planted for fall, you start thinking about the next spring. You know, what did I grow last year, and what did I do? Did you say I have a phone call?
Yes,
Great.
Yes, you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry and Carol, and long time no talk to. I have a question.
Sure.
When is the best time to prune crepe myrtle if they need to be done? And if so, how far back do you go?
Okay, with crepe myrtle, we usually hold off any pruning until about mid-February.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We wait till then. While they're blooming, you can always, when they finish blooming, trim off the ends so that it will encourage more blooming. If you've got little water sprouts, as I call them, that come up from the bottom and you're trying to grow a single tree, you can cut those off at any time. That's not going to harm it. But if you need to cut it because it was really too big of a plant, planted too close to the house kind of thing, you can and I always say, do the crepe myrtle where they take the chainsaw and take that back to some of the heavier limbs.
Okay, because I see them trimmed down to the medians down in Ocala.
Yeah.
And I've trimmed mine back, and they come up all crazy.
Well, yeah, they do that. We refer to that kind of pruning as crepe murder. When they take the chainsaw and just cut it off to main big heavy limbs and things like that. Oh, it will branch back out. It will flower that same year. But in the long run, it does shorten the life of the tree. Most of the time, if you can let it grow its natural growth habit, it's going to be better for the tree. And like I said, taking off any little root suckers that are coming up from the base, you can take those off at any time. If you're going for a multi-trunk, you can leave some of those grow. But
that's how mine end up. So I know what to do to avoid that now. But I have one that I haven't touched.
Okay.
I have 9 others that I play with.
Okay.
But the one I haven't touched is almost, I'd say, 20 foot tall.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And really impossible to tip prune. So if you felt like you actually had to do something, you would end up doing that drastic chainsaw kind of thing.
Well, I don't have a chainsaw, or my husband will be out of luck. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for the call.
And the phone line is open if you want to call in, 622-9622.
Great. Let's try to be nice to our crepe myrtles this spring. I know it's a staple tree around here, and there's all different thoughts on how to prune them. The county, the state road department, all those people who take care of commercial ones, it's the easy way to do it, is to just take it, cleans it up, boom, boom, it takes them 20 minutes, that tree is done. Yes, it will branch back out, it will flower wonderfully. All of those little branches that are on there are now no longer strong, but it's an acceptable practice, though not my favorite. To me, plant the plant. When you buy a crepe myrtle, find out how big it's going to get.
And they get big quickly, don't they?
Don't put a 25-foot or 30-foot crepe myrtle beside the house. You're going to be aggravated with it for its whole life. Put something like that out further away from the house where it can do its thing. If you want something closer to the house, find one of the ones that doesn't get up over 10 feet. And then you're not constantly having a battle with this plant. The plant didn't do anything to you. You planted it in the wrong place. But that's it. I want to make sure everybody's got their calendars going right for this coming fall, because there's all kinds of different things for pretty much anybody. We've got the Florida Gardening 101 coming up in September, which you need to register by the 29th of this month. So you've got 2 weeks, or a little less than 2 weeks, to register. This is that 5-evening week-long course. It's an evening course, so I can't say a 5-day course. 5-evening course that runs from September the 12th through September the 16th. And the classes are from 6 to 8:30 p.m. So hopefully this will attract some folks who work during the day, that they still be able to come out. And it's Florida Gardening 101. It's what, if you're new to Central Florida, just new to owning your own home, maybe you've gardened elsewhere in the state of Florida, but maybe never really knew a whole lot about it. And they begin it all the way from the ground, it all begins with the soil, all the way up into the Florida-friendly landscaping and micro-irrigation, propagating plants for your own garden, native plants for your Florida garden, lawn care, trees for Central Florida, vegetable gardening, and pests in the Florida garden. So it covers everything, it in your whole landscape, whatever it is you might like to do. That one does have a cost of $30 per person or $50 for a couple. This is non-refundable, but because it's covering your materials, light refreshments, and things like that. So give Terry a call over there at Extension Office at 671-8400. They do have a couple of add-ons this time. The micro-irrigation demonstration is a hands-on demonstration, and that'll start at 5, as well as a garden tour where there'll be people to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the demonstration gardens there at the Ag Center. Those will begin a little bit earlier than the regular class. So, but 6 to 8:30 in the evening's not too late for most folks, and hopefully, get a good turnout on that. Another one we've got coming up right before that, and this one's a freebie for those who like to grow vegetables, is our Vegetable Garden Expo. And that's Saturday, September the 10th from 9 to 1, right there at the grounds at the Extension Office. This is not our big one. This has a few vendors that we have come out talking with some seedlings, a little bit of soil amendment products. But we also have all of our educational, which I sat there instead of trying to keep my phone turned on. It's Soil in the Garden. They're going to talk about the colony collapse disorder again. I guess it's something new.
Colony collapse.
Colony collapse is the bees.
The bees, okay.
I guess some new information or anything on that. They're talking about tomatoes. Those 3 will be inside the auditorium. Out in the garden, we've got 5 other topics going on. And yes, these have a tendency to run on top of each other with the indoors and outdoors. But herbs, raised bed gardenings, alternative fruit trees for, instead of citrus, some alternatives, growing tropical, edible tropicals here in Central Florida, and starting your garden with vegetable seedlings.
The other day we had a guest on, and she was talking about probiotics. I know that sounds like a long way from gardening, but she was saying the best probiotics are from sauerkraut.
Fermented,
and she said you can do it with just make cabbage into sauerkraut.
Right.
So, I mean, is it easy?
I've never made sauerkraut, from scratch. It's a fermented.
But she was saying like okay, a lot of people will go to either the health food store, they'll get a jar of probiotics.
Right.
And then, of course, that could expire.
Right.
And then what's the other one? Yogurt.
Yeah.
And if you're lactose intolerant or you just don't want whatever
Right. Don't care for yogurt.
But you have to like sauerkraut, I would think.
You would, but it's another alternative.
I love sauerkraut. Do you? Not really, huh?
Not one of my favorites.
But she said it was like one of the best sources for probiotics.
Right, because it's fermented.
If you make it yourself,
right.
I think you have to make it yourself.
Quite possibly. Just that way, it's all fresh. It's not no processing, no added chemicals. Probably not as much excessive salt.
What is it? It's just cabbage.
It's fermented. It's I'm not sure if it's brine.
You just let it rot?
No. It's there's.
How do you do it?
I think is salt. I've never made it. Like I said, you'd have to
look
look
it up. I'll look it
up. Fermented foods, they're good for you in that sense.
So all fermented foods. Does that include beer? Beer is a fermented food.
Beer actually is good for you in moderation.
Is it a probiotic?
I doubt if it's a probiotic.
Maybe it was before, but it was boiled. It probably killed all the.
But if you make your own, is probably when it's better.
Oh my God.
If you're the home brewer, well, which people do, they're little hobby brewers.
I know. Yeah, people made money from that.
I made it once or twice, and I made it had some alcohol content. That stuff did.
Really, any good?
But it was pretty good. It was strong. You didn't need too many of those.
All right. Well, I'm going to look up how to make sauerkraut, and I'll give you a hint. If
there's cabbage in it.
If it's simple enough, I'm going to make this my question that'll win you $20 for Bob Wines after the break. We'll take that break right now, and of course, we've got 15 minutes left. If you want to call in, you're welcome to do that. The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A brief shower or two near the coast this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny. Inland thunderstorms for the afternoon. High of 90 to 94. The thunderstorms will end this evening. Then it clears back out tonight. Low 73 to 77. Tomorrow and Thursday, again, it's a shower near the coast in the morning, but it's really going to be inland thunderstorms for the afternoon. Partly sunny as well. High 88 to 92 both days. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Marion County voters. In recent years, we've seen how a culture of poor leadership has led the Marion County Sheriff's Department astray. Our organization features amazing leaders, humble service, and great neighbors who've been tainted by selfish management. It's time to inspire trust in our Sheriff's Department again. It's time for Kerry Crawford. Kerry brings 36 years of law enforcement plus years of executive experience to this race. More importantly, he won't stack his office with former employees. He'll promote and encourage current employees to grow and to serve. It's time for Kerry Crawford, Sheriff of Marion County. He's ready.
Political advertisement paid for and approved by Kerry Crawford, Republican from Marion County Sheriff.
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-8888-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-8888-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, we're learning how to make sauerkraut. This doesn't sound easy at all. I thought this was easy.
It's not that hard. It's not really that hard. It may sound...
Well, do you boil a towel?
Well, that's so that it's sterile. It's so that it's clean.
A towel?
Well, because you need something to go down in there that's...
Okay.
Yeah, but you need it clean. You don't want that one that you just wiped your hands off of and stick it in there.
Am I understanding this right? Basically...
You're layering cabbage and salt.
Cabbage and salt, and then you're pressuring it down. Are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at?
I'm looking at the one from the UF.
No, this is Farmer's Almanac.
Oh, okay.
Is there simpler?
No, it's 5 pounds of cabbage at a time. Discard out of. Now they're saying rinse ahead.
So do you boil it at all? Do you ever heat it up?
Add 3 tablespoons, pack firmly until salt draws juices, repeat shredding. But they said something about using your cabbage within a certain time period of harvesting.
Oh, my goodness.
But
I thought this was going to be, I thought she said it was easy.
no, it's not hard.
But she said it was a perfect form of probiotics for those of you. And don't.
Well, see, this jar, you're not going to sit there and eat the whole thing in a serving. Once it's made, you're having a small serving each time.
You don't really like it. I think it makes so many things taste.
I guess
better.
I just haven't had a whole lot. Yeah, the sour that
Like,
goes
what's that-
with
what's
it.
that
The
sandwich?
kielbasa. Reuben.
Reuben.
Yeah.
The Reuben sandwich isn't a Reuben sandwich without sauerkraut.
See, okay, I like it like that, but I don't want a lot on it.
Just enough.
I want just right. And I've seen some where they overdo it with the sauerkraut, and it's like it's all sauerkraut, and barely any.
You know what I don't
pastrami
like?
or corned beef.
You would think the word Bavarian attached to sauerkraut would mean it would be better. I don't really like it when it says Bavarian.
The German sauerkraut.
I don't know what it is, but it's got little seeds in it, and
It's
it
got
makes
peppercorns.
and it makes it sweet.
Hmm.
It's not sour; it's sweet, and I'm not really a big fan of that. So,
I wonder.
good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, the Germans prefer a red cabbage rather than our
The white.
our white cabbage.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
cabbage
it.
was green. Is this a white cabbage?
Well, they call it white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The green is white. Yeah.
So, have I ever had this? I don't remember. Is this in the store? Can you buy
The red cabbage?
Well,
Oh, you can buy red cabbage. Yes.
But I mean red sauerkraut.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever seen it. It might
well,
be in
there's jars of pickled red cabbage in the vegetable aisle.
Right.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah.
And is that
yeah.
considered sauerkraut?
It's just pickled red cabbage, I think, is what they call it.
Okay. I'm going to try
Yeah.
it. Maybe it's like sauerkraut.
Could be.
Maybe I like it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it's a type of sauerkraut. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
I would figure.
All right.
Might not be.
Is
It
that
might
where-
not be brined as much.
Is that where
I
the
mean,
slang for German, like you call a German a kraut, is that where it comes from, is sauerkraut? Or is that
Very
I'm not-
likely.
yeah.
Is that politically incorrect to say
I
that?
have no idea. Watch out. The FCC is going to be knocking on the door any minute.
Hey, I apologize. My mom.
have a good morning,
Thank
all.
you, Jim. Appreciate
Thanks.
that.
Yeah, we get off on some strange things going on.
What did you just think about the word kraut?
Yeah, I know.
You wouldn't call somebody a sour.
No. Well, they could be a sourpuss, and you get that person who's just dour. You get a dour person. They're
Well,
they're
somewhere
sourpuss.
somewhere in the things we just said, there will be a question in a few minutes, and it'll win somebody $20. I'll make up a question out of that somehow.
Make up something. Just going back to earlier in the program, if you are looking to do any lawn fertilization, shrub, your landscape fertilization, usually like to try to get that done, like I said earlier, within those first couple weeks of September. If you use a weed and feed, again, this would be your last time for this year to help to prevent some of the winter weeds that will be germinating in another few months, as well as it helps to knock out some of those spring or those warm season weeds too. Just try to find something that's going to has some good slow release within that nitrogen source. And if it's a weed and feed, look for your one that's going to suit your grass. St. Augustine is your one that is sensitive to products, so you're going to be looking at the ones that strictly do say for St. Augustine lawns. Don't find the ones that say and, because if you've got Floratam, it'll damage it. Zoysias, Baheas, those can all use the same kind of products. If you have a centipede lawn, I know there's not too many. Most of people's centipede lawns, you don't fertilize them very much anyway, or you'll actually turn those yellow. Your landscape, again, I prefer the 8010, the 8212, where those are generally about a 50% slow release nitrogen, which means that's going to feed over an extended period of time. It's not going to burn. They normally have some micronutrients that are going to benefit the whole plant. Epsom salts, we've said, and we never finished getting through that. Epsom salts has become the new if you relate it to cooking, the new bacon, the new jalapeno, the new cheese sauce, the new.
Oh, really?
Everybody think this is the go-to item. It's one piece. It's one piece of that nutritional block. And if you're having problems with your plants and you're throwing magnesium on it, that might fix it for a little while, but you're not fixing the underlying problem. You're just masking it with a little bit of an extra dose of vitamin C versus taking care of the problem. If your plants are having an issue, find out what the issue is. Is your mulch too close to the stems and you're staying too wet? Is your mulch too deep? As we keep piling mulch on every springtime, that starts to get deeper and deeper, and you're changing the grade of that around that plant. You need to look into that. Find out, has anybody been spraying herbicides nearby that they're getting a drift in? It might not kill your plant outright, but it might give you some brown leaves or some issues that look like or mask even another issue. So find out the cause of the problem. Don't think that Epsom salts is going to be the cure-all. Epsom salts initially, it's soak your feet, after your day in the garden. Soak your sore, calloused hands.
Is it misnamed by calling it salt? Is it not?
No, it is a salt.
It is a salt.
And over time it can too. It can build up in your soils, especially if you use it on potted plants or other containerized plants. Use it if sometimes palms can be deficient in magnesium. Use a good palm fertilizer. Or if you need to correct that magnesium deficiency, correct it. But usually if you correct the problem, correct the pH, correct those kind of things, you won't need to use all these other, fad things. I hate to call it a fad. It's one piece of nutrition in your plants. It's not the cure-all.
I have a Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens gift certificate worth $20. Real quickly, let me tell you something. They have a truckload tree sale going on right now.
Great.
All in-stock trees, buy one, get one at half price. And you were mentioning crepe myrtle, so let me tell you about this. The number one size.
Which is 1 gallon.
That's okay. Normally sells for $9.99. This week, I guess they've got 2 for $5.
Nice.
2 for the half the price of what one normally costs.
Right.
And the number 3, that's a 3 gallon?
3 gallon, right.
So normally that's $24.99. They're selling that for $9.99.
Nice.
So this gift certificate is $20. It's good only for plants.
Right.
And there are other things, of course, for sale at Bob Wine's. So if you'd like the $20 gift certificate, you need to answer this question. What is the only ingredient, apparently, that is necessary to make sauerkraut besides cabbage? There's cabbage and one other ingredient, and not counting water. I guess water is part of it too. So there's cabbage and water.
And what else do you got to add
one
to it?
One other very common ingredient, it seems like, right?
Yeah,
it was right.
that's it.
Am I right about that? And then you get a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wine's. You just need to call me and tell me what that ingredient is. The number is 622-9622. You could go to Bob Wine's and get yourself a blue Pacific juniper.
Those are nice ground covers.
For $2.99.
Oh, pretty good deal.
How about that? Let me take one of these calls. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Good morning. You've got the opportunity.
Either one or the other, and I don't know which one to say. I'll say salt.
Salt.
Ding, ding, ding,
yes.
ding, ding, ding.
I don't think the boiled towel counted. No.
How about that?
and tell me who this is.
Jean Villamont, Larry.
I thought that was you, Jean. Boy, my goodness, we haven't heard from you in a long time.
I know, but you're in my thoughts and prayers, that's for sure.
Oh, that is sweet. Well, you've got a $20 gift certificate waiting for you. You know we're at the mall now, right?
Yes, and I pass and nobody's there at the window when I'm going by, so I've missed you, but I listen to you, but I never call in, and this day I decided I'd do it.
Well, Jean,
and it made you a winner.
And I knew it was you before, but I just wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say something without being sure. Well, thank you, Jean. Thank you for calling. You've got it waiting for you.
Thanks so much, and I'll be over to Bob Wine's. I go there very frequently.
All right. Excellent.
Thank you.
$20. That's you can get a lot with $20.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can, especially this time of year. They'd rather sell it to you, give those plants a good home in your landscape, than having to pot them up and grow them up. And see, next year that little 1 gallon pot's going to cost you twice as much if they don't sell them.
Really?
Yeah, well, because they have to bump them up. They're going to get root bound in those pots.
Oh, then they become a bigger plant.
They become a bigger plant, so
right.
it costs you twice as much.
So could you make money? Could you like invest, buy them, and then resell them? It's kind of hard to sell them.
Yeah, it's unless you're a nursery and then that kind of stuff.
Give it a year.
Yeah,
What is yesterday, today, and tomorrow? What's that?
YTT. It's a plant that's flowers come on, and it takes about the 3-day length of them. The flowers change colors.
Oh, really?
So real pretty.
Oh yeah, it says blooms purple to lavender to white.
Yeah.
$12.99 for that thing.
There you go.
A number one. So that's a gallon size.
That's a small one.
Does number one always mean a gallon?
Number
or no?
one means it's probably not even a true gallon. It might even be a 2.5 quart, but it's that size.
Here comes
And there's the
Stanley
music.
Spencer.
There's our music.
In the garden?
Another Tuesday in the can, as they say.
How's your husband?
He's doing well.
I think you posted a picture. It looks good.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah,
everybody's happy.
Everybody's doing well.
Well, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Be careful on that.
I will.
That,
Don't
that
worry.
Forklift.
Don't worry. That's one thing I will be.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. Washington declares Louisiana a major disaster area after severe flooding kills at least 7, and survivors are waiting to see what's left of their homes.
Have some things in the attic, valuables that are put up in the attic that hopefully I'll be able to get to those things.
I see other people are worse than we are, so I'm going to be patient and, to see what happens.
More flooding expected today. Donald Trump's headed to West Bend, Wisconsin tonight for a rally planned before the police shooting and violence in Milwaukee.
So Donald Trump tonight is going to shift gears a little bit. It's going to focus very much on law and order in this speech. He may actually not do one of his ad-lib rallies. We understand that he's going to have prepared remarks tonight. It may actually be a teleprompter speech in which he'll talk heavily about law and order and the root causes of what happened in Milwaukee, both economic and from a policing standpoint.
Fox's John Roberts. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Sometimes what you want most from your car is nothing. No headaches, no surprises, no anxiety when it's late at night and you're on some distant freeway in a thunderstorm. Owning a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz can be that anxiety-free experience on every level. You know you're in one of the safest and most thoughtfully engineered vehicles on the road. And with an unlimited mileage warranty, you can drive as far as you want for up to 3 years, with roadside assistance included. Your sense of confidence and adventure are as unlimited as the warranty itself. Now you can drive the car of your dreams and realize that nothing is everything. And during the certified pre-owned sales event, now through August 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and 0.99% APR financing on select models, available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties. APR offer available only to qualified customers. Call 1-800-FOR-Mercedes for details about costs and terms.
The Ad Council.
Today in Florida Ag News, I'm a Southeast Ag Network. Kissimmee-based citrus consultant Elizabeth Steger released her annual prediction of the upcoming Florida orange crop last week, and she projects a 26% decline in the new orange crop for the 2016-17 season. In a story by Kevin Buffard with The Ledger, Steger has predicted that Florida orange growers will only produce 60.5 million boxes of oranges during the new season, which starts in October. If so, that will be down from the 81.5 million boxes in 2015-16 and will be the lowest Florida orange crop in 53 years. Steger's widely watched estimate is generally considered the first statistically reliable indicator of the upcoming season's orange crop. In a news release, Steger said the size of the 2016-17 oranges will also decline from even last year's low levels. Since undertaking the survey back in 1997, Steger has missed the final USDA crop forecast by an average of 5.3%, not counting the hurricane-affected seasons in 04 and 05 and the following year. Louis Dreyfus Citrus Incorporated in Winter Garden has done a similar survey the past few years, but a company official said they did not do one this year. Just a reminder, USDA's first official crop estimate will come out on October 12th.
Attention citrus growers, production managers, industry decision makers. The 25th Annual Citrus Expo is set for August 17th and 18th at the Lee Civic Center, Fort Myers. Citrus Expo, sponsored in part by Tessenderlo Curley, Dow AgroSciences, Plant Food Systems, the Citrus Research and Development Foundation, Fresh from Florida, Keyplex, and New Farm. Get all the details at citrusexpo.net and in Citrus Industry Magazine.
And a reminder, Citrus Expo is coming up this week, August 17th and 18th at the Lee Civic Center in Fort Myers. It's the 25th anniversary of Citrus Expo, and AgNat Media invites you to participate in all the events. To learn more, simply go to citrusexpo.net. But it all starts Wednesday. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNat.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. If this had been an actual emergency, such as a hurricane or tornado, official messages would have followed the alert tones. WOCA serves the Marion County area. This concludes the test of the emergency alert system. That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field.